Assalamu alaikum. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Okay, not all ages, just the people in grade 5. Okay, so my grade 5 people, please pay attention. This is important stuff. We're starting Unit 7 now, and we're going to start with Lesson 7.1, which is parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting lines. Exciting stuff here. So, our objective is for you students to be able to identify parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting lines. This is very, very, very crucial to your development. Now, we'll begin with a couple of crucial definitions. The first one being the word point, okay? And a lot of you guys know how to do this. You point with your finger, right, at a particular thing, okay? And so a point can be thought of as an exact location in space. And we can exemplify this by everybody just taking their index finger, making sure it's clean with hand sanitizer, and pointing to your nose because that's an exact location on your face. Okay? A point is an exact location. A lot of you guys who like to order talabat, especially these days, or carriage, you'll be sending out the location to the drivers. You're giving them an exact point on a map where they should be coming. Okay, so that's what a point is, and it's an exact point somewhere in space. And something that makes it very easy to find points is our next definition, a line. Okay, so if you have a point on a line or where two lines intersect, it'll be a lot easier for people to find you. Okay, a line is a set of points that can be thought of as a tightly stretched piece of string. Okay, a line is like a tightly stretched piece of string. You see these all the time on maps, right? And when we have roads, right? They're kind of like lines that are going across, and we have points on those parts, and your house would be a point on a line. Sometimes when they draw lines, they have two arrows at the end, and those arrows mean that the line is continuous. It keeps going. Okay, it's not stopping. Okay, and so lines are going to be very, very important for this next unit. Just think of them as a set of points that are going in a particular direction. Okay. Within lines, we have different kinds of lines. We have vertical lines, we have horizontal lines, and we also have diagonal lines, which we're not going to talk about right now. But we're just going to talk about the vertical lines and the horizontal lines. Vertical lines go up and down, and horizontal lines go side to side, left to right. Okay. That's all you really need to know about the lines right now, is that we have vertical lines and we have horizontal lines. Okay, and so these lines can be combined to form something called angles, okay? And some of you may have already learned a little bit about angles. You've actually seen them a lot. Uh, they were, previously seen in triangles and rectangles and different shapes. So you put lines together to form shapes, and the corners they form angles, okay? And the one that we're going to focus mostly on in this unit is the right angle. And you may know the right angle from previous works, such as Unit 6, when we were learning about rectangles and measuring the area and perimeter of rectangles. Right angles were seen throughout it. Okay, so right angles are when you have two lines that are absolutely straight and they meet um, uh, at a 90-degree angle, forming a point like that of a square or a rectangle. Okay, if you divide a circle into 4 equal parts, so like a pizza, you cut it straight down the middle vertically and straight across horizontally. The angle at the center of that will form a right angle. Okay, and in this chapter, we're going to classify the angles as right angles, or angles that are greater than a right angle, or angles that are less than a right angle. And you can see them on the right here. Okay, angles that are less than a right angle are kind of small and they look kind of cute. Okay, and then in the middle we have our right angles, which are absolutely straight and upright. And then we have angles that are greater than a right angle, and they can be kind of, insensitive sometimes, and so we might call them obtuse. Okay. All right. Parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that travel in the same direction but they never, ever, ever meet. Okay, it's kind of like if you've ever been lost in the mall, and I'll take Qatar Mall for example, and somebody's on the right side of the mall, okay, over there by Kids Mondo, and you're on the other side there by the movie theater, and you guys are both walking across the mall, and you're not going to see each other. Okay, you've walked in the same direction, you're walking the same way, but you're not going to meet because one person is on one side and you are on the other side. And that's what parallel lines are. They're two lines that travel in the same direction, however, they do not meet. Okay, so you can see over here two different pairs of parallel lines. And the opposite of a parallel line will be a perpendicular line. Now, perpendicular lines, it's kind of hard to say. Everybody say that 3 times fast. Perpendicular, perpendicular, perpendicular. Perpendicular lines are two lines that form a right angle when they meet, okay? So they come in the middle and they form a right angle, and they kind of look like a T or a cross or a salib, okay? Don't make a big deal about it, okay? They are just the T's, and it's just a normal part of life. Okay, you'll see them all the time on maps when we have intersections, um, and um, and that's what a perpendicular line is. Now to the right over here, we have two lines that are meeting. However, they're not forming a right angle, so we wouldn't call them perpendicular lines. They are intersecting, meaning they're meeting, but they're not called perpendicular lines. Okay, and they are actually called intersecting lines. Okay, so intersecting lines are lines that meet. However, they are not perpendicular, okay? So two different lines intersect if they meet at a point. Parallel lines do not intersect. Perpendicular lines do intersect. However, we have intersecting lines that are not perpendicular lines. I know this sounds a little bit confusing, so we have a image here on the right that will explain it a little bit better. Okay, so we have parallel lines, they don't meet at a point, and therefore they do not intersect. Meeting means intersecting. Perpendicular lines, they meet at a point and they intersect, and they are one vertical line and one horizontal line, or they might be towards the side or whatever, and there'll be two diagonal lines. However, in the middle they will form a right angle. And then we have lines that intersect. They are not parallel and they are not perpendicular, but they're just meeting, okay, at weird angles. Okay, that's a lot of information and I get it. What I would like you guys to do now is open up your textbooks to page 197, and you'll see a bunch of words on there. Go onto the internet, okay, which you should be on right now, and I want you to look up these words: point, line, vertical line, horizontal line, parallel lines, intersecting lines, and perpendicular lines. And write out a short dictionary, a short definition in your personal dictionary, and you might want to draw a small diagram to let you to help you understand it a little bit better. When you're done that, crack the book open to 200 and finish pages 200 and 201. Okay, G5s? All right, thank you for listening. Signing out.